Hi everyone, welcome to the June 2019 edition of Farsight's Time Cross Project. Thank you so much for tuning in. I am Courtney Brown, Director of the Farsight Institute, and we at the Farsight Institute have a tremendous show for you today. The UFO abduction of Betty and Barney Hill. Now, this was the very first well-publicized UFO abduction in the United States, and their story has been the benchmark for that phenomenon since it happened in September 1961. So if you thought that you knew all about that event, just hold on. Wait till you see these sessions. This will knock your socks off. Never before seen stuff, never before known stuff. Right here, right now. Also, for those of you who subscribe to our YouTube channel, Farsight Press, YouTube now requires people to also click on a notifications bell that appears to the right of the subscribe button only after someone has clicked on the subscribe button. So just clicking on the subscribe button doesn't do much. It's not much different from, say, a like. So if you are following our activities and YouTube publications, please go back and click on the notifications bell so that YouTube can send you an email when we publish a new video. So if you are subscribing for the first time, first click on the subscribe button and then you will see the notifications bell. And then click on that bell. And thanks for following our activities. Now an update on our recent and upcoming activities. First, we recently released our latest major mysteries project, the Secret Apollo Moon Missions. And it is spellbinding to learn why they went there and what all the secrecy was about. And I hope you get a chance to watch it. When you watch our premium mysteries projects, you help us at Farsight do our work. Without you helping us along the way, we would not exist. So I want to thank you for your support. Also, we recently released both parts 1 and 2 of Farsight's 9/11 project for free on YouTube. If you have not yet watched those, now is a good time. And finally, we released part 1 of our remote viewing documentary on the assassination of John F. Kennedy for free on YouTube on May 15th, 2019. Now on June 15th, in just 2 weeks, we will release part 2. Now part 1 focuses on the shooters, while part 2 focuses on the organizers. We feel that this is an appropriate time to release both Farsight's 9/11 and JFK projects for free on YouTube. This will cost us a lot, since it costs us a great deal of money and a huge amount of time and effort to make those remote viewing documentaries, and we are not planning to monetize them on YouTube. Those of you who purchased either or both of those projects will still have access to them on your Vimeo account as always. And again, I want to thank you for supporting us over the years. And as I have often stated in the past, remember that no one can use remote viewing to claim something is 100% correct without first obtaining corroborating physical evidence. But that is what remote viewing is all about. Remote viewing data can help us guide the search and interpretation of physical evidence. So, raising questions is really what remote viewing is all about, and is with the intent of raising questions of all sorts that we think many people may find Farsight's 9/11 and JFK data interesting, perhaps even useful. Both projects were done under totally blind conditions with really great remote viewers. If you have not yet seen them, put a date on your calendar and get to it. Now, with regard to last month's Time Cross show, where we focused on the extraterrestrial known as Bashar, channeled by Daryl Anka, lots of people noticed a glitch in the video where one of our new viewers described Bashar as a female, and then a soft voice was heard off screen saying feminine energy. Now, here is what happened.
She kind of reminds me of a new mom. New moms are like, don't touch my baby, that's my baby. I know what's best. You don't know anything. I'm the mom. That's really like the vibe that I'm getting from this woman here.
This feminine energy.
This feminine energy here.
Well, this caused a disturbance in the force, and lots of people started commenting in the video's discussion area that this seemed nefarious, since it seemed to those people that the viewers were being fed the information rather than it being real remote viewing. Or maybe the video was simply a recreation or a reenactment rather than real remote viewing recorded live. Some even thought that it was evidence of a scam. Now, we have no secrets at Farsight, and I personally was glad that the glitch in video editing happened, since it offered me a chance to explain more about what we do with our work, and in particular, how we conduct our training process. It also revealed to me how many people deeply misunderstand how remote viewing is done in the first place. Now, with regard to the Bashar session done by Kahmia, she is one of our newer viewers, and with our newer viewers, we have a production specialist in the room with her when the viewers are recording on video. Our viewers who have more experience recording their sessions on video do not have a production specialist in the room. The production specialist makes sure the audio is set up correctly, the viewer looks into the camera and does not wander off screen, and that the viewer does not get too excited or nervous and start deviating from the essence of his or her paper sessions that were done prior to the video session, and things like that. The production specialist is not allowed to change any of the remote viewer's data. Now, it seems that many people do not understand that the video sessions are the last step of a process that takes many days. The viewers do 3 or more sessions using paper and pen for our time-crossed investigations, all solo and all blind to the target. And understand that each session is built on the past sessions, and the viewers have access to all of their past sessions when they do their next session. They are not reenacting anything when they do their next session. They are just continuing with their prior work. There is no such thing as doing one and only one session all in one go. The viewers get tired after about an hour or more of detailed work, and they have to come back the next day to continue. And they keep coming back and back, day after day, until they have enough data to go to video. And then they continue their investigations on video. And that is the same as doing yet another session using paper and pen, but now on video. Now, doing things on video is very complicated, and the newer viewers need production help. Help that includes helping them not deviate dramatically from the rules that we use for remote viewing. The most important rule of which is to keep all the data low level. Now, in the instance with Kahmia, the use of the word, say, female or something concrete like that to describe Bashar is higher level than the sense of feminine energy that came across in her paper sessions. So the production assistant reminded her to keep her descriptions low level. We have no data that state unequivocally that Bashar is female. Indeed, he seems to be from a species that is less binary than humans in the male and female sense. So he sort of exerts both a female and male energy at the same time. And the viewers were picking up the protective and nurturing feminine elements of his personality when he was working with Darryl Anka. Our viewers are required to stick to low-level data at all times. Now, normally this type of correction that happened with the Bashar episode would have been clipped out of the finished video. But glitches happen from time to time. We are human, not AI. Remember also that one Game of Thrones episode had a Starbucks cup visible on a table. Glitches happen, even among the best of filmmakers. And now, one last announcement. Today, we are introducing to you our newest remote viewer, Trudy Benjamin. Trudy is absolutely amazing as a remote viewer. She has been in continual training for 6 months, and one of her unique characteristics as a remote viewer appears to be that she very deeply positions her consciousness at the target location, as if she is physically present. And this comes across clearly in her session today, so you will really enjoy watching her. And now on to this month's Time Cross project, the UFO abduction case of Betty and Barney Hill. And starting with Melena Hall, then Trudy Benjamin, and then Kahmia Dunson, this is what we found out. Hold onto your seats. This rocks.
Today I'll be exploring target 6455-4121. And I'm also getting moderate temperatures, very warm out here, but not too hot, just warm, cool temperature. A feel of evening, Time. I hear noises. I'm getting this structure, man-made structure. The structure is a vehicle. I'm getting a vehicle structure here. Let's look inside. I'm seeing two subjects inside structure vehicle. One subject is a male, the other subject is a female. I have two subjects here in the vehicle in this, I won't say forest, but this natural environment area with peaks, trees, a rocky, sandy dirt ground, a road or whatnot. So again, I have these two subjects, male and female. Let's kind of look towards the male and female subjects. The male. So here I got this male. He have these strong features, dark brown skin, dark wave texture hair, a few hair on the face. Looks like a young black male. Seems very smart. A very strong person. Have a nice sense of humor. He seems pretty cool. Very generous. And seems like he's probably in his late 20s or early 30s. He just seems very young. Like he seems very young. Let's look for the female. So here I have the female subject. She seems to have that golden blonde-ish hair color, very nice crystal light eyes, like her eyes is very vibrant, very slim shape. She seems like she's in her late 20s as well. Seems like a white female, possibly mixed, but I'm getting more of a pale complexion, and the way she talks is very proper and very American-like. She seems very smart, and she loves to go on these adventures. Seems like they do it all the time. Their bond is very close, more as friends, but they seem to be a very close, compatible people. They seem very close. So yeah, like there seems to be in the car going through this natural environment, just driving, riding around, possibly joyride or just looking for things. So now I'll be doing a timeline to see what's going on before and after. So here at this point, I'm seeing the subjects moving in the car. I hear like noises and I'm feeling vibrations above the vehicle, like not too far up, but just right there, like moving past the vehicle. So something feels weird. Here I see these flashing lights. So here I have the vehicle. I have the subjects in this car here. Then boom, I'm seeing this just flashing light right in front of the car, right going towards wherever they're going. I'm seeing this light. I'm feeling movement of the subjects inside. They don't seem afraid. They seem curious, but they're walking out the car. So they're slowly getting out the car, trying to figure out what's that light flashing in front of them. Going back to the timeline. I see this metallic object. So I seen this metallic object. It seems like it's appearing right down. It seems like it's moving down towards the car, but not on the car or not on top of the car, like in front of them. And it's like it's flashing lights like around the object. Seems to be these weird flashing lights. So I have my two subjects walk out the car and they're looking at the object and it seems to be amazing to them, but the object seems to be just going berserk with the lights, like it's giving a migraine and anxiety. Let's see, let's go down. With a blink of an eye, the subjects are not on ground no more. They're not with their vehicle. They seem to be captured fast in a hurry. Like no subjects came, nothing out the metallic objects got them. It was just like boom, like they vanished very quickly. So. So now I'm in the object that was above. It had this wide, round, and irregular shape at the top, and lights around it. And it seems very shiny like, because it has that shine above, have that dark gray look, like you can see like shades like this. Above the object, it have that shield that seems like you can't really see you can't see what's inside, but the subject can see what's outside from that dark glass look of it. But it's not glass. Like this object is not man-made. This object is so high-tech and advanced. And it moves very, very fast. So let's look into what's inside of this object. So here's the inside of the object. I see these two subjects in front in the main room of the object. It seems like there's other rooms inside this big metallic object. It's so huge on the inside, and it seems like it's made very weird, like you're walking through something that's like you didn't expect to have more to it. It seems small, but honestly, it's like a big arcade. It's amazing how the inside is made like that. How is that possible? So I'm getting like 3 rooms here, and I'm hearing a lot of noises. These seems like these subjects seems more like a pilot, and these subjects do not look human at all. They're not human subjects. The subjects look like they were once human or some type of different face, like their face features isn't human features. They're more like everything just seems synced in, and their eyes are just puffed out. Very weird to look at, and very high-tech subjects, very smart subjects. They're controlling the flow of the objects. So let's look between these rooms and see what's in there, because the 2 subjects that was on ground are in this object now. They've been captured. And he can't talk. It's like when he talks, he doesn't sound human anymore. He sounds like an animal. He sounds like he's mooing like a cow. He's literally trying to talk, and it's like his voice is gone at the moment. I feel sorry for him. It's heartbreaking. Let's look for the female subject. Female subject is in a more light space. The space is not as big, but it's not dark. It's not no dark room. It seems like lights everywhere from above, in the corners. So here I have the female subject laid on this bed. Subject seems to be out of the zone. She's very numb. She seems to have like, she looks wet, by the way. Her body seems like it's sweaty. It seems like she's sweating, but she's not. Her mind is not there in the head right now. She's very lost in the head. She seems to be in a deep sleep at the moment, and her legs and her body are just exposed. And it seems like they gotten something in her lower area. Seems like they getting something of hers, possibly eggs or whatnot. These creatures needed her organs or her fluids. It's weird. From her eyes seem puffy and red. She has like a red nose. They put her hair up in this ponytail or whatnot. It's like they just wanted to see, like they just seems to be very organized with the process they are doing, and it has a very funny smell in the whole room, and you can smell like their equipment, and you can smell like the human stuff. It's like a hospital, but a alien hospital. It's not pretty safe here. These two subjects are in no good shape and they don't look healthy or energized. And these weird subjects around them definitely got what they needed. So yes, now it's been 3 days later, and are the subjects still alive? Yes, they are. Where are they? Back on Earth. They're back on Earth. So from those 3 days later, the subject seems to be back on Earth. They look very normal in a way where it's like their faces are just, it's like they're hiding something, but they don't remember anything from what happened. Seems to be like they're together. They look like they're married. From then, they seem like just regular friends and slight lovers, but not heavy. But now they're like two peas in a pod. And it's very weird. Their faces is just seem, their eyes don't seem normal either. Have that real dark, they have dark eyes, but you can't really, you can't tell, like they blink a lot. And they also stutter when they talk. So they don't seem human in the mind anymore. Seems like they're just zoned out, but still they're back on Earth and it's normal. Everything's back to normal in the most weirdest way. And they seem to be in a nice neighborhood. Their neighborhood seems very, very nice, and they have a nice house, pretty green grass. They're living in a good home, in a happy home, but I'm just lost for words. It's freaking me out. So that's all I have for this target. Target 6455-4121.
Subjects, land, non-surface structures and structures. It's the basic gestalts. The subjects are male and female on a base surface. The base surface has extensive foliage and there's a non-surface structure above. One subject is male. He's dark or tan, his curly black hair, and he's just black. And the other subject is female. She's Caucasian or lighter skin tone, Caucasian. She has long wavy hair that's light brown. and the male that is black is tall. The non-surface structure above is silver. It's very round and big and contains other subjects on the inside. Subjects on the base surface are noticing sporadic movement from this non-surface structure above. And the subjects are nervous. The non-surface structure has too much sporadic movement, but it stops above the two subjects that are on the base surface below. The interior of this non-surface structure is very round. It's very big on the inside, but there's also multiple seats and multiple chairs, as well as electricity and magnetism. It also emits energetics as it moves sporadically in the sky above these subjects below. I just sense a lot of nervousness from these two subjects above because they're watching what's going on with this non-surface structure in the sky. That's what I keep sensing, this gray, round, non-surface structure above. These two subjects below on the base surface are walking. They're having conversation. They're talking about something. And notice the non-surface structure stop its sporadic movement above them. So the non-surface structure is above them and it stops moving. The conversation between these two subjects below becomes more serious as they're talking about what's going on in front of them while they're walking through some extensive foliage. These subjects are continuously moving on the base surface below. They're talking loud, but they're having a conversation with each other, but they can sense help is needed somewhere, like someone needs help, which is, I'm really getting a lot of nervous emotions and confused thoughts from these two subjects, the male and the female. Okay, so this non-surface structure that is above two subjects below on the base surface is now, there's no motion or movement anymore. They're just watching the two subjects below on the base surface. The subjects below have also stopped their movements and is watching the non-surface structure above. And I can hear lots of non-English languages and non-English accents or speakers. But they're watching the subjects on the base surface. There's lots of extensive foliage, like a forest, and somehow the subjects get inside the non-surface structure. So to summarize, just the first visual, that was just subjects walking on land, talking to each other through extensive foliage in a rural area with structures nearby, while a non-surface structure above moves sporadically in the sky and the subjects are watching. And as the subjects are watching, the non-surface structure stops above them. And somehow the subjects go inside. Let me find out why. The male and female subjects, male, who's black, female, Caucasian, they walk into this non-surface structure. And then it flies away. So now the male and female subjects are inside of this non-surface structure while it's flying away in the sky. This non-surface structure contains multiple subjects that do not speak English. It's confusing. There is more than just these two subjects on the inside of this non-surface structure. These other subjects that are on the inside are short and have light skin tones. Light skin tones, more lighter than white people. Okay. So there's multiple seats on the inside. The inside is round, very, very round and big on the inside of this non-surface structure. It's emitting lots of energetics while it's moving sporadically in the sky. There's multi-directional movement everywhere. It's fast. But once these two subjects go on the inside of this non-surface structure, they're sitting. There are multiple seats on the inside of this structure. This non-surface structure is moving, but it contains subjects other than these two that are sitting in different locations inside of this non-surface structure. There are few windows inside of this non-surface structure as well. These two subjects are unresponsive. They're not talking because of being restrained or restricted. And something doesn't feel right at all. Their emotions are confused and rebelliant. That's the word. So these two are confused and rebelliant. They're not responding to the other subjects that are inside of the non-surface structure that are trying to get them to talk about something very important, like information. The other subjects that are not these two are tall, skinny, very pale, and alien-like. There's more men or male subjects inside of this non-surface structure than there is a female. The male subjects that are besides these two are wearing dark attire and uniforms, like they're working on a project or a task that has to deal with business attire or uniforms. The other subjects that are surrounding or are in this non-surface structure, besides having dark attire and, well, dark uniform attire, some of them have headgear on. At some point, the subjects that are uniformed are talking to the female. Once these subjects are talking to the female, energy is pushed onto her that causes her to lie down, and then there's touching and feeling from these other subjects upon the female. She's not responsive at this point completely. At first she was seated, and then the energy of something gets pushed upon her that causes her to lie down, and there's touching and there's feeling from subjects and objects on her body. I can't, I feel like I'm about to regurgitate, and lightheaded, and like I'm about to cry. That's what I'm sensing from the female. The subjects are touching her body while she's laying down. It's pretty disgusting to me, but I feel disgusted physically. Like, vividly, I see just her laying down while she's being groped or touched physically and mentally. The male subject is talking. He's very talkative, but argumentative and frustrated and angry and irritated. And it's like they're trying, well, the subjects other than these two that are uniformed are trying to get this male subject to talk about something specific. There's information that he's containing in his mind that they are really trying to grasp from him, but he is rebellious and he's not talking about what he needs to talk about to them specifically. Oh, that don't. Specifically, sorry. He has dark curly hair and he's black and he's tall. That's the description of his characteristics, but this male subject is very tense. And the conversation is getting it's more like the conversation that the subjects in the uniforms have with the female subject before she becomes unresponsive is them trying to grasp information that she knows, but she doesn't really say much. The uniform subjects have a similar conversation with the male that they have with the female, but this conversation with the male is much more talkative and yappy, and he is not cooperative, and he's tense and frustrated and this situation with the female where she has a conversation and then lies down happens to the male where he has a talkative conversation of them trying to get information from him. It doesn't work out, and he ends up lying down as well. But the difference is he is getting probed, like physically by an object. I'm sensing the probing happening in the lower area, like information is trying to be grasped from organs, like sexual organs and other parts of his body and his mind. Okay, all right, this isn't right. Nothing about this situation is normal, and nothing about this situation is okay. He is getting probed in his booty hole. I said it. This is why I feel nauseous, and I'm not taking that part out. He is not getting probed in anywhere else. You heard me correctly. I don't feel good, but I'm not physically placing myself in that position of trying to feel this. What is going on? He is getting probed in his butt and in other locations. His sexual organs are trying to be like messed with. This is not okay. But I just know there's confusion going on. While this male is laying down and he is no longer responsive, just like the female, she's getting groped and messed with objects as well. But this male subject gets probed in the butt. She gets probed in her sexual organs, but she doesn't need to be probed in her butt. She has a whole other hole to be grasped. It's not okay. Okay, I just can't get rid of this nauseous feeling though. And as this nauseating situation happens, after that nauseating situation happens, I visualize this non-surface structure landing in a different location and dropping off these two subjects after they're finished with their probing of the information that they wanted to receive. And the subjects are now consciously aware that they're in a new location inside of a vehicle that is moving, or a structure like a vehicle. These two subjects wake up like as if they were never in this probing situation. Oh, thank God the nausea is gone. But they're in a new location now. These subjects retrieve their information. Like the non-surface structure flew away. Thank God, but this is seriously disgusting. It's not okay. This structure that was non-surface is just no longer in the situation anymore, and these subjects are on land, inside of a vehicle, waking up out of their unconscious awareness after being probed down there and hypnotized to being in this vehicle. This is the weirdest thing I've ever experienced. Okay, all right, I'm done. That is the final scene or situation for the subjects leaving the non-surface structure. The feeling of like my reaction of this is disgusted. There's nothing good about this. There's not an ounce of this that's normal. Aliens probing someone in the butt is not normal. I'm actually surprised I've got this target and frustrated that I have to feel this. But I understand I need to describe it as much as possible. Like, to recap, there's just regular two subjects, a white guy, a white girl and a black guy just moving, and then all of a sudden they walk into a non-surface structure with alien subjects, and they're sitting down and they're trying not to talk, but okay, the nausea's back. But then, sorry. I'm holding this down. Okay. And then the subjects that are trying to grasp information from them just give up trying to talk to them. They just start probing. Like, you can't just, okay. And then afterwards, then the female subject is just unresponsive. She's just laying down, getting touched all over. And then the male subjects gets talked to. And after being talked to or asked questions about information, he is so rebellious. They make him become hypnotized and unconscious and lying down, and then he begins to get probed, and the balls, man, just everything down there is in the booty hole. This isn't normal. What is it? Okay. I'm vividly going through this too much to the point where I keep feeling nauseous, so I'm just gonna continue. And then after being probed in the butt, the information is retrieved. I don't know what they were searching for. I don't know. I don't want to know. That's the problem. Okay.
And that's all I had.
That is all I have for target coordinates 45361486.
Today we'll be exploring target 6592-5681. Okay, so basic gestalts here are subjects, structures, and water. Okay. I've got a base surface here with the regular topography. We've got a land-water interface, several structures, feels like a city. A lot of natural sounds, man-made sounds, and just lots and lots of subjects here. And I've also got mountains in the backdrop here. And the general environment seems very urban. I've also got a lot of foliage around and a lot of energetics here as well. Here's my first visual. Okay, so I've got a lot of structures here. This is my city, and then I've also got this, mountains in the backdrop. Lots of subjects here, just walking around throughout the structures. And then here I've got my land-water interface, some sort of like, I don't know, like it goes in between the cities, like in between the structures. And then I've got a lot of energetics surrounding my city above all of these structures here, and then it kind of comes down to the city a little bit as well. Feel a lot of frantic and quick activity. It feels very just, scattered, misguided. I've also got this feeling of like I'm watching like a ritual of some sort happen, simply because I've got all these people surrounding these structures, and then some sort of energy coming from it or coming towards it feels very almost a little like unnatural in a sense. So focusing in on these main subjects, I've got, looks like a pair, so 2 subjects here. I've got a female and I've got a male subject. And they seem to be on the base surface, but inside of a structure of some kind. The structure is like man-made materials, and it feels kind of smooth. But then it's kind of shaped like a bug. It's kind of like rounded on the top and then like flat on the bottom. Okay, so I've got my 2 main subjects inside of this, weird shaped structure here. And this structure seems to be, on the base surface, but moving. So, like a car or some sort. Okay, so first subject is a male, and he's got very, light, pale skin. Doesn't really have like a lot of hair on his head. And he seems like a little old, and he seems to have this really strong personality. He feels very just, what's the word I'm thinking of? He feels very in charge, and he feels very, like corporate, you don't want to mess around with this man. And then on my other subject here, I've got this female subject, and she seems to have like the same kind of, light complexion. She has more of like an olive skin tone. She's very slim and slender. And she also has this kind of powerful energy about her. She feels like a girl boss, like you don't want to mess around with either of them. They feel like a power couple. This subject also seems to have like medium length brownish hair, brown hair. And she seems to be, again, very closed off, standoffish person. So to me, these subjects feel like they could be, partners of some sort. They have really complementary personalities. They feel like, they get along. And I also hear this really loud, like ringing or bell noise. It kind of sounds like an alarm or some sort. Not like an alarm, but like warning signals or signals of some sort. Yeah. So the sound seems to be coming from some sort of object above in the sky. Object in the sky creates a lot of cloud dynamics and a lot of energetics. It's very much so like scatteredly moving throughout the sky. It's not staying in one place. It's moving, in no particular direction either. It's got this like dark grayish hue, or like a grayish hue about it, but then it also seems to like reflect light as well, because it seems to have like other colors that kind of bounce off of it. Kind of looks like the northern lights, you know, something like that. And it's hollow, and there's things inside. Okay, it looks like it's got these like, either it's like a balcony or like the walls are curved, so it kind of looks like a little half circle inside. And I feel like there's subjects in here, or like there's subjects in here, but they feel like kind of weird. Like they don't feel like organic subjects. They feel like inorganic subjects. Okay. I see a couple of them, maybe like three or four, and they kind of look like human-ish. They have like human features, kind of, and but they don't feel human, you know? They kind of remind me of like aliens and like artificial intelligence. Because they kind of, you know, look like they could pass off as humans or human-ish, but they don't feel like humans. So this is kind of how it looks from inside this structure. I've got this kind of curved wall here, and it kind of looks like it comes curved all the way as far as I can see. And then I've got these 3 subjects here. These subjects feel to like they lack like substance, like they lack like a life force. It feels like they are either being commanded by someone, or they can be controlled by someone. You know, like they're not doing anything unless they are told to. So they're kind of sitting here in this structure dormant. So here I just feel a lot of energy, a lot of energetics, I feel like a lot of pressure, but not like physical pressure. Like, I've got subjects all over the base surface, and structures everywhere as well. I'm inside of this city, and I've got my 2 main I've got my 2 main subjects here, and you know, they seem to just be talking. I just hear a lot of talking and voices. They seem very calm and relaxed, as this other structure is just kind of swarming through the sky. It feels like it's going like this, all this energetics that I have over here. It's like this, you know, the structure's here, and then the structure's here, over here, and it just kind of moves everywhere. And then my main subjects are really just sitting down here, or, you know, whatever down here, just kind of watching it all happen, and they don't feel like alarmed or worried. I feel like I would feel worried, but they feel like things are going to plan. I can also see like things, or some things, like coming from this structure. It kind of looks like the worst city I've ever drawn in my life. But it kind of comes down like this. Like wave things kind of hit the city, these like ringing or like vibrations, some sort of vibrational energy is like hitting the city from my non-surface structure. So my AI is inside of this non-surface structure that I have. They are communicating with the subjects that I have down here as well. They're not speaking physically to each other. And somehow they're communicating without words. It feels like they're almost communicating like telepathically, or they've got devices that allow them to do that. Subjects to me, they seem like they've got some sort of control or, you know, guidance over these. It kind of feels like these are like their creators or something. Like they own them, or they, you know, they're responsible for these particular AIs up in the sky. Okay. It feels like, you know, these subjects are planning to put these AIs like amongst the rest of the people. Like they're kind of preparing or making the way for their entrance. It feels like they're gonna, after all of this happens, you know, the AIs, they finally, you know, come here or something, and they kind of just live amongst the people. Almost like they integrate into this particular society, and they kind of just blend in and just kind of disperse. So, you know, these human-like things kind of integrate into this particular society. And I call them human-like things because they kind of look human. They don't look, like I said, they don't look human. They kind of look off. But then the way that, again, how they feel like they lack a life force, or they lack something that makes them human to me. And so they're just gonna, you know, these people are gonna let these things come down here. And that's the kind of energy and vibe that I'm getting right now. Okay. And it just seems like everyone's on the same page. It just feels like there's no confusion here. Like these things, like I said earlier, they feel like they can be controlled, and it feels like they have complete control over these. Everyone knows what's going on. You know, this is no big secret. It's not like these people are hiding stuff or these things are hiding stuff. Everything's out in the open. They're openly communicating, and it just feels like something like deeper and bigger is going on here. That's all I have for target 6592-5681.
I told you this would knock your socks off. Also, I want to comment a bit about Kahmia's data. At the end of her session, she seems to have focused on the close mental connection between the UFO inhabitants and Betty and Barney Hill, after the abduction was finished and as the Hills were returning to their hometown. Kahmia interpreted that close mental connection as indicating that Betty and Barney Hill were somehow controlling the UFO inhabitants, and in a sense that would be correct if the UFO inhabitants were following and mentally focusing on Betty and Barney Hill. Now, when you were sick as a child and you had your mom running around getting you food and medicine and anything else you needed, wouldn't it seem to an outsider that you were controlling your mom? Well, that is how I interpreted these data. Remote viewers tend to interpret their data based on the flavors of the consciousnesses of the subjects that are being remote viewed. And this is what I think happened here. Please feel free to offer your own interpretations of these data in the discussion area below this video. Well, that is it for this month's edition of Time Cross, and thank you so much for watching. Also, I hope you get a chance to watch all of our other Time Cross episodes, which you can find on our website. Also, be sure to watch our recent full-length mystery project, The Secret Apollo Moon Missions. Moses Beyond Exodus, The War in Heaven, and also Tunguska Complexity, Remote Viewing Area 51, the Roswell UFO crash, the investigations into the 9/11 events, the assassinations of John F. Kennedy and Martin Luther King, the psychology of Adolf Hitler, and some amazing explorations into UFOs and extraterrestrial life. And as always, all Farsight remote viewing work is done by highly trained remote viewers working solo under totally blind conditions with no communication between any of the remote viewers. So Farsight projects are nothing short of amazing, and there is nothing like it anywhere else. And remember that when you watch our Mysteries projects, you are helping us at Farsight do our work, including the funding for our Time Cross project, which we offer free to the public, but which costs us a few $1,000s to do each month. We have no other significant sources of income to pay the bills, so you really help when you follow and watch our activities and research. Without you watching our projects, we would not exist. Finally, please remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Farsight Press, to keep up with the latest. And after you click on the subscribe button, please click on the notifications bell that appears after you subscribe. Otherwise, the subscribe button does not do much, and you can find information about all of our present and past activities on our website. Also on our website, please sign up for our free email newsletter, where we announce all of our major projects. It is actually best to do both things, to subscribe to our YouTube channel and to sign up for our free email newsletter to be sure you hear about our new releases. We never send out spam, just announcements of new releases, so it is worth it to keep tuned. Stay ahead of the curve. Let the mainstream fade in the dust. Be there now.